Welcome back to another movie review video of mine. Um, Over the weekend, of course, I watched Eternals. It's a good movie, actually. I was a little apprehensive at first, but you know, you know how it is. Critics, when you before you watch the movie, everywhere you watch on the internet, of course the critics always has to say something about it, and of course the Rotten Tomato review when you read about it. For me, I was a little apprehensive, and I was like, no, I gotta watch it for myself. So, and I made notes as usual right here on my own notes, so that especially the characters' names, because they were kind of they were unusual names, like what's his name, Makari, the one that really runs fast, just like Flash, and Quicksilver. Who else was there? Druig. I don't know if I said that correctly. Druig. And who else was there? Angelina Jolie as Thena. She was a good character in that movie. I liked her. Who else was there? The Gilgamesh. Is that how you pronounce the name? Gilgamesh. I wrote it down. Played by Don Lee. Who else were there? Yeah, because I wrote it all down, or I just typed it all up and just put it all on here. Sprite. What a weird name to have as a character. Out of all names, it's gonna be Sprite. Uh, there's lots of jokes about that Sprite, but even when I was watching the movie and I was talking with my other buddies and stuff, we were kind of making fun of it. But moving along, who was there? Cersei. What a name, also, but she was an incredible character in that one too. Who else was there? Ajax, played by Salma Hayek, I believe. Ajax, yes. And there was, who else was there? Oh, one of the One Direction actor. What's his name? I wrote it down here and I totally forgot about it. What's his name? Harry? Yeah, Harry, right? Harry Styles, I believe. Yes, Harry Styles. Well, anyways, we'll get on to the talking about the movie. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was good. Some were somewhat overwhelming and somewhat underwhelming. Some of the characters, mainly, I think just the two of the characters, kind of resembles Superman and Flash, because you got Icarus, who was like Superman, who can fly, who has lasers shooting out his eyeballs. And then you got Makari, who's like Flash, who runs and all that stuff. And wow, I love to see more of her on the screen time, because they didn't really show her much on the screen time aside from just fighting against Icarus because of the conflict that incurred throughout the movie. That's something you guys gotta watch. And what else is there? Yeah, I mean, there were some comedics in there too, especially the one Eternal guy who left because they went their separate ways after all of the things happened. I won't spoil that for you guys. If you guys haven't watched it yet, go out and watch it. I watched it on Disney Plus. So, like I said on my first movie review, that I'm not gonna watch it in the theaters. I'll just wait until it comes out in the Disney Plus or HBO or or Netflix and all that other platforms that you can watch it in. But overall, I mean, the visuals and all that stuff was breathtaking. I mean, I love the uh, Makari's character, where she was like the Flash. She ran around the world trying to look for whatever she needed to look for. Um, you got Icarus, kind of reminds me of Superman, but I would say if there was a battle between them two, I'd say Superman would win. Um, we'll just leave it at that. All right, Superman would win. That I could make a different video of, between characters from the MCU to the DCU. But anyways, about that, yeah, each characters, they had their chemistry, which was good because they were paired up with each other's characters, which blended well. Yeah, it's it's such a it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Marvel never really disappoints me when it comes to them developing a movie, because it's basically always a hit. It's never really a miss type of thing, and if they do a miss, it's only a small percentage of it. Unlike DC, and to be honest with you, I love DC. When I was young, I was introduced to DC first before Marvel, and growing up, DC had such good movies and all that stuff, but at the same time, it kind of disappointed me, because Marvel kept it going. They kept the same characters every single movie, like the Avengers. They kept the same characters except for Rhodey. Is it Rhodey or Brody? The one who's always paired up with Tony Stark's in Iron Man. We had the original one first, and then something happened, and then we had a different person played. What's his name? War Machine. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, if they keep it consistent like that with DC, come on, DC, keep it consistent. People will continue watching and watching, just like Marvel. Every time they produce something out, produce something else. Is that proper English? Every time they produce a movie and gets released, a lot of people watches it, right? DCU, you produce something really fascinating and awesome, but along the line there's a hiccup somewhere. You know what I mean? But for that, I'll talk about that between Marvel versus DC, some other video of mine. But we're just talking about Eternals. Such a great movie. You guys gotta go out and watch it. Give your opinions. Share it down below in my comments. It's worth watching. I should say it's worth watching. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the movie is awesome. I can't complain. It's Marvel, obviously, even though I still choose Marvel over. I would say, let me iterate that again. I still choose DC over Marvel, because I like the darker side of the superhero genre compared to too much of comedy and all that stuff with Marvel. But even though Marvel, it's awesome. It's the bright, colorful, and all that stuff. Where DC is just dark, and I like the dark part better. But Marvel, never seems to disappoint. That's the one give I give to them compared to DC. Yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. I mean, such a great movie, Eternals. When I had a conversation with my other buddies who also watched it, they had other opinions too. They didn't really like it as much. It just seems like it was like another version of Justice League, but Justice League is a whole different thing compared to this one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I should do a video comparing with Marvel versus DC. But I know that a lot of the YouTubers out there had already made videos like that, of Marvel versus DC when it comes to movies and all that stuff. But all in all, I fell in love. I wouldn't say I fell in love. I mean, I like all of the characters in Eternals, the Avengers, and all those other characters, because I watched them all. Every single year, Marvel rolls out another movie, and of course, I just wait for them and then I just watch them. But yeah, I'm excited for Marvel, for the for Eternals, where they will be going in Phase 4 for the MCU. I feel it's going to be iconic down the line. But then again, we won't be able to see them, Eternals, probably until 2 or 3 years later from now. Just like all other movies. I mean, they have all the movies already lined up, so, and then the other ones are just being written, and then just gotta wait for the production. But anyways, that's my take on this movie, Eternals. I did watch it over the weekend. I have another video I'm going to be reviewing this week. Well, we'll wait for that. Until next time, hope you like my video. Give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't yet, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace!